At the start of the year, American Horticultural Society dropped Essential Guide to Organic Vegetable Gardening, Techniques and Know-How for Planning and Tending a Home Vegetable Garden Organically. It's published by Quarto Publishing Group, Cool Springs Press. Now, AHS is a national gardening organization, and the chapters I was most interested in were chapters 8, that is Garden and Plant Care, which starts at page 153, and chapter 9, titled Plant Protection, which starts on page 189. In the last couple of years, I've started putting the veggie and fruit peel leftovers back into the overall land to enrich it naturally. But this year, I started creating my own compost piles, experimenting with different methods to have a homemade fertilizer. For example, a drum with leftovers plus cow dung plus charcoal and water, as shown on Slick Garden's YouTube channel. Another method that I experimented with was putting leftovers with cow dung in a dug-up hole, as well as the yeast and sugar fermentation in warm water solution shown on Zen Garden OSS's YouTube channel. And I also stored leaves, flowers, and grass clippings for use in beds. I'll share the videos and success and failures of each when I get time. So this book has easy-to-follow tables such as types of compost feedstocks with the carbon-to-nitrogen ratio on page 107 to 108, and common compost problems and solutions on page 109. These should be read with other forms of fertilizers given on page 167, as well as with the passage on cover crops such as mustard seeds, buckwheat, oats, and peas, given on pages 174 to 175, which are used to restore soil health in between seasonal plantation, for example before frost to spring. There's a drainage test on page 112 that enlightened me, called a perk test. AHS recommends digging a hole approximately 1 foot wide by 1 foot deep and filling it with water. Quote on page 112, "Wait until the water has completely drained and fill the hole again. After 15 minutes, measure the drop in water with a measuring tape or ruler. The measurement will tell you the hourly drainage rate when multiplied by 4. Soils that drain less than 1 inch an hour are considered poorly drained. You're in the sweet spot if the soil drains between 1.5 and 6 inches. Soils that drain more than 6 inches an hour are considered drought-prone." Unquote. Now, water pools in my garden after every rain, and I think that's why my musambi and mango trees and citrus shrub are under a bit of stress. Page 118 shows underground drainage options. This ties in with signs of water stress given on page 171. There's a very helpful soil quality progress report chart on page 115. As per the book, this chart was adapted from the Michigan Soil Health Progress Report recording sheet. So, of course, I looked for their sheet on Michigan State University's website. This PDF document has a schedule, suggested assessment timing of sorts to check the health of a soil. In the AHS book, I learned about soil ribbon. Now, soil ribbon test is done to see what kind of texture the soil has. Soil ribbon test is when you take a bit of garden soil in your hand and add water to it to make a mud ball. And once the mud ball is formed, you press it with thumb to see whether the ball crumbles immediately or the mud ball forms a ribbon. As per its worksheet given on page 115, AHS defines fair to good soil health as being the one in which, quote, "soil ribbon extends over 2 inches or is difficult to break," unquote. To see it practically done, I watched a video, this one from Stark Bros YouTube channel. I think the American Horticultural Book on Organic Vegetable Farming is an excellent book. As to getting rid of the weeds naturally, AHS tip is to scorch weeds by putting a plastic tarp on them during months of June, July, and August, when the sun is in full swing and temperatures are high. This is called solarizing, and it is mentioned on page 119. Symptoms of bacterial, fungal, and viral diseases are distinguished in an informative table on page 204. On page 121, common organic herbicides such as non-culinary vinegar, which is called acetic acid and citric acid, as well as essential oils of cinnamon, clove, and lemon are laid out, while a list of organic pesticides is given on page 200, which includes diatomaceous earth and neem. I didn't know diatomaceous earth lost its potency when wet, so that was good to know. My lemon shrub and musambi and mango tree are showing signs of gummosis, the white orangey stuff that oozes out of tree. I haven't seen any insect in it, just the orangey stuff. But in order to treat gummosis, I created an organic fungicide concoction based on the ingredients of IV Organic 3-in-1 Plant Guard. The ingredients include powders of diatomaceous earth, silica, mica, iron oxide, and limestone, mixed with castor oil and essential oils of clove bud, cinnamon, peppermint, rosemary, spearmint, neem, and garlic. The ratio of powder to oils is, as you can see on the screen, 89% of insert ingredients, that is the powder ingredients, 5% of castor oil, and 1% of each of the essential oils. All of this is mixed with water as shown in IV Organic YouTube channel to make a paste, and then this paste is brushed on the infected area, coating it completely. I also followed the advice of some Pakistani experts in the field of farming and agriculture who either have their own YouTube channels or appear on or give interviews to other people on their channels. For example, one such video that I watched was on Agricultural Expert YouTube channel. I also used chemical pastes and fungicide sprays of metalaxyl mancozeb with Aliate and copper sulfate on an emergency basis to stop sudden death syndrome. I'll share more details and the results in another video. My favorite line of the book is on page 190 in the passage Dealing with Pests. Quote, "The best organic pest defense is noticing problems before they spin out of control. Looking for pests is a great excuse to stroll through the garden each week. Why not admire the flowers or harvest a few carrots as you search for unwanted insects? Once you have identified pests, decide how much damage you can tolerate. Do you need picture-perfect arugula, or can you accept a few holes? Learning to live with less than perfect yet equally delicious produce can ease your pest woes." Unquote. So all in all, for an amateur gardener such as I, this is a good reference book that I can peek into to refresh my memory. In 2026, I'm really looking forward to Kate Brown's Tiny Gardens Everywhere, the past, present, and future of the self-provisioning city. It is about urban agriculture, urban landscapers, and sustainable gardening architecture for suburbs. And the book by Chris Fitch is also looking interesting. It's Wild Cities, Discovering New Ways of Living in the Modern Urban Jungle, published by William Collins. A passage from the book that is available on Nook as a sample is about a Colombian city's architect who wanted to restore the 200 streams that lay beneath the concrete jungle, that is the urban environment, the buildings. And he wanted to reconnect them with the urban environment that now existed on top of it. And I really liked this quote. He said, "In the process to rediscover the original city, we are combining the public space with the natural condition of the city." Essentially, Alejandro argued, that's the name of the architect. Essentially, Alejandro argued, we should think of two cities. There's the current, built one, and there's the one that existed before any construction began, the landscape as it was. His objective was to link these two versions of the city, to make that connection more natural, to give to the city and to the people a better quality of life, quality of air, reduction of temperatures, more public space. This is bountiful activism, and I'm here for it. So yes, a lot to look forward to in 2026. Anyways, coming back to the subject matter, this book, Organic Vegetable Gardening by American Horticultural Society, is pretty good. I hope you check it out.